One more thing about UFC 309. We've got the return of Bo Nickal happening on Saturday night. Bo Nickal is fighting Paul Craig on the main card of UFC 309. And so let me just go ahead and hit you with this one here, man. Bo Nickal is poised to have a breakout performance at UFC 309.
Not an overreaction whatsoever. Bo Nickal is the future of the sport, and they're giving him a main card spot here, and they're giving him Paul Craig, who I don't know if he's still in the rankings, but not so long ago he was. So he's a formerly ranked fighter that was there fairly recent. So this is a good step up. Paul Craig is probably what, maybe not top 15, as we mentioned.
He's out of it. He's out of it. Top 20. Yeah, probably top 20.
So, it's a solid win. I mean, the guy has a freaking win over Ankalaev and a few other Jamal Hill. Like the guy's career is quite weird. He's kind of like the Michael Johnson of middleweight, light heavyweight, whatever you want to call it, where he has this crazy wins over, former champions, but like has kind of underachieved, but not really. I don't know. But yes, Bo Nickal, I think he's destined for greatness for a while now. Like people at American Top Team, before he even got to fight in the UFC, they've been telling me like, dude, this guy is legit. Like this guy's going to get good fast. And as promised, he's been killing it in the UFC. So yeah, I expect him to shine and get a big win. Can I reverse the roles here for a second, Simon?
Oh, sure. Go for it. You're going to hijack my show?
I'm going to hijack your show, and I'm going to bring a hot take. You tell me if this is an overreaction. UFC should have booked Bo Nickal against Chris Weidman on this card.
Oh, wow. I don't
All-American versus All-American. Passing of the torch, of the American torch, per se.
I would have been all about that. I mean, we are getting towards the end of Chris Weidman's career. I don't know how many more fights he has left. Could this be the last champion? One? Yeah. I mean, you talk about using someone's name to, to put someone over. That would have been something. But I don't know, man. I kind of feel like UFC probably respects Chris Weidman enough not to throw him in there with Bo Nickal. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what I'm thinking. But listen, circling back to Bo Nickal having his breakout performance against Paul Craig, you remember they put him on UFC 300, right? And remember, it was very questionable that they put him on the UFC 300 main card, to open up the 300 main card. There were so many other it was a stacked card, so many other good fights on the prelims and early prelims. But they put him on the 300 main card to open it against Cody Brundage. You remember what Bo Nickal did after he subbed Cody Brundage? Do you remember what he did immediately afterwards? The 2 thumbs down. He gave himself 2 thumbs down, dude. He did not like his performance. And I'm willing to bet that he's gone back with Mike Brown and the coaches at American Top Team, and he's probably worked even more extensively on his hands. That's what this showcase is going to be all about for Bo Nickal on Saturday night, in my opinion. It's going to be for him to showcase his hands. I think his wrestling is going to be a last resort in this fight. And I think the Brundage fight, he showed a little bit of, okay, I still have work to do in the stand-up game. And that's what I think he's been doing. He talked about taking the slow route, right? He's done interviews where he's like, I'm not interested in just going straight to the top. I want to take the slow route. This is an important step. This is going to be a breakout performance standing for Bo Nickal. You agree?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that's an overreaction. Look, if you want to exchange and practice your hands against anybody in the UFC, or at least in the UFC middleweight division, it's against Paul Craig. I mean, the guy has gotten a little bit better in the striking in recent years, but he's not really a knockout threat. So even if he gets tagged up, like it'll be fine, and he can kind of just work his rhythm. And if he doesn't, fine, just go to the wrestling. And interestingly enough, Paul Craig off his back is where he's most dangerous. So yeah, I think this is a fight that's going to remain standing, and I think Bo Nickal's going to knock him out.
And that's probably why you don't get a Chris Weidman versus Bo Nickal fight, because you probably end up with a wrestling match.
I think that fight would actually be fun on paper, like fun scrambles, fun little striking battle. I think it'll be very similar, if it ever happens, to when Adesanya fought Anderson Silva. A little bit of a passing over the torch where it doesn't look ugly, but clearly the younger guy is the better one.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm excited to see Bo Nickal on Saturday night. And I fully expect the breakout performance, but let's check it out on Saturday. All right.
MMA Junkie AI.